are stories that connect us to ourselves and each other. These stories reveal who we are and show us the many vivid, wild colors of our truth. Welcome to Soul Wanderings, where we raise spiritual awareness and foster connections through these shared stories and personal experiences. And now, exclusively on KGRA Radio, I give you your host for Soul Wanderings Radio. Here's AJ.
Hello, Wanderers. Welcome back to Soul Wanderings, heard here on KGRADB.com. I am giddy as can be to be here tonight. We have our amazing guest, Misty Rose Merck, returning with us for the first time this year. I ended my last year with her, and we've taken some time away, as you all know, and I've had some shows before her, and finally, it's her time to be with us. I enjoy being with her so much, and I know you guys always appreciate and enjoy the time with her as well. So thank you. I'm so happy you are all here. How's everyone's week been? It's been so amazing for me. I hope it has been for you. There's been a lot of energy going on. I don't know if you guys can feel it. I'm sure Misty has something to say about all of it. It's been all over the place, totally erratic and crazy. And what experiences are showing up for you in this energy? I'd love to hear about them. If you feel so inclined, email me. My email address is connect@soulwanderings.com. I really love getting emails from you guys. It's so neat when I open up my inbox and it's filled with messages from listeners. Thank you so much. I love interacting with you more than just once a week while I'm here on the show. Although this is really neat. I love soul wandering with all of you and hearing about journey stories from our guests. And I love hearing about them from our listeners as well through email. In fact, this week I do have a listener share. Last week we had a guest, Karen V. Johnson, who shared with us a little bit about grief and her experience through her loss of her son, who had passed from a heroin overdose, and how she decided to end her 30-year career, sell her home and everything in it, and go on a 2.5-year spiritual retreat, if you will. She traveled all over the world looking and seeking for answers through a journey to find herself and the answers to why she had lost her son the way that she had. And it touched so many of you. I did receive a handful of emails regarding the topic, and one of which that I received was from a listener who would like to remain anonymous, but they had just reached out about the impact that the conversation had on their lives because they too had lost a child to an addiction, and how they had been stuck in their grief for quite some time, many, many years, and didn't quite understand why or how to get out of that space because they've been living their life sort of on autopilot. And the effects that it has created in their life, the ripple effects from the aftermath of losing their child to addiction. It's amazing to me how many people do lose someone they love dearly to addiction and how it affects us after they're gone. There are ways to navigate that grieving process, and Karen's experience that she shared with us was one of many that people go through that inspire us and help us navigate our ways through the grieving paths that we go through. So I just want to thank the listener very much for being vulnerable with me and sharing their journey story with me. And I am so very sorry for your loss. And I hope everything that Karen shared with you and that I was able to share with you through conversation will help you take a step forward in your healing journey as well. listeners, I'm here. I listen to you. I read every single email, and I appreciate you so very much for the time that you take. And you don't just share with me and it goes on unheard grounds. Like, I listen to you, I care about you, I appreciate you, and I want to show up and help you in any way that I can. I know that's part of my calling in this life, is to show up and hold space for you to be able to release and have somebody hear you and support you in whatever way that looks like. So thank you for trusting me. I am humbled and in deep appreciation for you when you trust me in that way. So thank you. If you or anyone you know are going through some type of grief and are looking for some exercises, some possibilities of ways to navigate your way out of those situations, those experiences, just to lighten the experience a little bit for you, there's a ton of resources for you, but one of which would be last week's episode. If you didn't hear it, I recommend that you do. And you can listen to the replay by going to kgradb.com. And if you are interested, there are different ways that you can get discounts on memberships. And if you're interested in the year membership, you can use my promo code SOUL21, which would give you 30% off. But I'm not pushing the membership on you. I just want you to go and check it out, because it's so important that we work on ourselves and the way that we navigate through these experiences. It's part of what creates different and new experiences for us in our healing journeys. And Misty, you're no stranger to everything that I just talked about. And you've also been feeling shifts in energies this week. Let's bring you on. Hello, welcome back.
Hi.
I'm so happy to have you here.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. Last night I was sitting there counting how many months has it been, because I did take my break, and you were the last show, and I've had some shows before you. I was like a little kid last night. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep tonight, because I was so excited. And I text you first thing this morning, and can't wait to hang out with you today. And I really meant it. It's been so long. We see each other in passing because you get to spend your time at Vibes, Mind, Body, Spirit, where I have my space in our spiritual healing center, and I have this big, beautiful group who assist others. And you're one of those amazing people, and you're constantly showing up. Thank you for that. And thank you for being here again on Soul Wanderings.
Well, thank you. I love being here. I feel like I'm the one getting all of the blessings and the opportunities. So
isn't that awesome how we show up to do something that we enjoy doing?
Mm-hmm.
Other people benefit from it, but we're like, we've got a pretty good thing going on here. We're so blessed to have the opportunity.
Yeah, definitely.
It's so good. Yeah. So many times, for those of you who are new, I've shared about Misty and who she is and what she does. Why don't you share with us this time? Who's Misty Rose Merck, and what is it that you do in this world?
Yeah. So I have 5 kids, believe it or not. And I got started in this. I started after I had my second child. I had undiagnosed hypothyroid. Actually, it took me 17, 18 years to get it diagnosed. So I was in self-treatment and stuff. And in my search for answers, I came across this thing called energy work. And all of a sudden, it just made all of my past make sense to me, because growing up, I didn't have the usual experiences. They were normal to me until I realized as I got older that they weren't normal for everybody else. Mm-hmm. And it was in that journey of trying to heal myself and resolve some things for myself that I found myself. I discovered, who I really am, and some truths about myself that, we live with ourselves all the time, but that doesn't mean we understand what and who we are all the way, and what that means to us, and what it means to be in the world the way that we are. And Yeah, I was like a person who was starving, and all of a sudden I was taken to a all you could eat buffet. And so I was, running from class to class, event to event, book to book, you name it. I was doing it because I was starving. I was hungering to understand the who that I am and how to live as myself instead of how I was living, which was not me, living very inauthentically, which is part of the human condition.
Yeah.
And I was at the grocery store one day after I had discovered some of my gifts. And I heard this request: go talk to that lady at the end of the aisle and say this. It's like, I did. I looked up, I looked around, and I was like, she's going to think I'm crazy. No.
Not gonna do it.
Yeah. And luckily we live in a country where it's okay to strike up a conversation with a stranger. And so I did. And in talking with her, because she let me, I slipped it in and the world didn't end. She was like, oh, thank you. And from then on, it was like the women's restroom, the parking lot, the store, you name it. I was getting that push, that tap on the shoulder, say this, share these things. And it started small. I'm definitely not where I was then, where I am now. And how I perceive things is so changed. The more I delve into it, the more I connect, the more messages I share, the more it grows. And so, and the more experiences I have. Losing my mom really changed things and opened things up that were different before. Every experience has an impact upon us and changes things. We're never the same person we were 5 minutes ago because we've had 5 minutes of experience. Mm-hmm. Depending on the experiences can change, can determine the effect that those changes have and the impact. And my mom's passing has been very impactful. And, still going through my grief journey. Mm-hmm. And what that looks like. But I finally come to a place where I was in a class once, and the mentor said that the greatest gift we give someone is our death, our passing. And now I've lost several people. The last couple of years, I've lost a lot of important people in my life, none more important than my mother. And in losing her, it was a totally different experience. And it just changed me. And it taught me so many things. And one of them is my mother was pretty young. She was 66. And we wait to finally do something, to take action, to pursue the dream, to have the conversation, to leave a relationship, to make changes in our lives, whatever that thing is that we keep feeling pressed to do, but we resist because we're scared. We're scared of change. We're scared of what that means, or can we even do it? Are we good enough? And all of the things we battle to move forward. It was the most painful thing I've ever been through. So some of the other things that I was afraid to do, less scary. But it taught me waiting is so wasteful, and we lose so much, and it costs us so much to wait, to hesitate when our heart yearns for action and movement and progression and all kinds of things. And sometimes the change is simply by loving ourselves more, being willing to be gentle and forgiving with ourselves, becoming more authentic so that we can, at the very least, being honest with ourselves allows us to finally be honest with other people.
Yeah.
And that is something I've really discovered after her passing. So, for me, I think it's a little easier for me going through this process, maybe because of my beliefs and the experiences that I have. I've seen my mother. She's shown herself to me. She's, shown me how she's happy. I've heard her, it's not something I get very often where I can actually hear words with my ears. Mm-hmm. And I heard her call my name 3 times. It's little things, whereas other members of my family are struggling that don't have that ability or have that experience. And I can understand how maybe that makes it a little more harder for them, or we're all just different anyway. So how we navigate the journey and the experience is always going to be unique to us. But as an empath, Part of my gifts is that I perceive energy and I receive messages. I do so by getting things as feelings, thoughts, emotions, pictures, images, and angels. What I ask people is because I am an interpreter of what I perceive. If I share something that doesn't seem to fit, don't make it. Just receive what feels right and true. I ask people to be aware of the information, not just as in what I'm saying to them, but how that information connects to them, because it's in making those personal connections that they can gain the insights and ahas that they're looking for. You know, at the end of the day, I just feel like I'm a mystical gypsy at heart. You know, I love what I do. It doesn't feel like work. It feels like play. You know, it feels like an adventure getting to understand this unique expression of divinity before me and the way they're journeying their experience and how I get to see that and experience it too in some ways. And then how I can also support them in it.
Yeah. And you're so good at all of it, especially the support. I mean, the messages that you give, I mean, they're beautiful, but it's not just a message and leaving someone high and dry. You're so supportive, and this is what I recommend you can do with this information and how to navigate through that. It's just amazing the way that you show up for others. I love watching you give readings to other people. If I could just be around every time you did it, because you leave a little something with them every single time. And there's not one person that I've witnessed you read that hasn't been affected by the words that you've said. And the beautiful thing is you just show up and do what you're called to do with no expectation to receive anything, but just deliver the message. And I love how that feels because it's such a giving energy. And not only that, you've become my friend. You're a bright and shiny light in my life. And I'm just delighted anytime I get to be around you.
Thank you. Yeah, I work, you know, when I started this, intention, energy goes where intent, you know,
Absolutely.
energy flows where intention goes.
Yes.
And I've been with people who were gifted and they did share information with me that was impactful. But, you know, when you walk away feeling like you were taken advantage of,
yeah,
when you walk away feeling like, well, what do I do with this? What does that even mean?
Mhm.
And especially if you are unable to connect with the information, it's like, well, how do I even know that what you said applies to me or means anything? And so I learned quickly that I wanted people, my intention is when our conversation is done, you have the ability to understand something about yourself and your life in such a way that you're no longer a prisoner to the experience. Because in order to correct, change, move, shift, grow, whatever you want to call it, awareness is always the first step. It's like a plumber coming to your house and you've got a leak. If they don't look to investigate, how is their resolution going to be successful? It isn't. You've got to know what's going on first. You've got to come to some awareness, some understanding. And once we have awareness, well, that's great too. But then what do you do with that? I don't want people to just have a nice experience. By the time the conversation's over, I want them to feel empowered. I want them to feel like they have a choice. Mm-hmm. Because for me, real love, the only way we can give real love is by giving people choices. Yeah. Otherwise, it's control and manipulation.
Absolutely.
And I've watched people use language to imprison people, confuse people, put themselves above other people. Isn't that legal art jargon? you know, it's a foreign language and you've got to go get a degree in order to interpret it. Right. But it's like words can imprison or they can free. They can disempower or they can empower. Mm-hmm. And if we have the ability to assist and empower, why not? Why not? I mean, and I've always been, this is like my life's thing is the golden rule. Treat people the way you want to be treated. I don't want to be taken advantage of. So let me make sure that I'm being respectful and honoring. And, you know, a lot of times I feel the work that I'm called to do is very sacred. You are standing in the presence of somebody's heartache or their weakness or their doubt or pain and suffering. That, to me, requires respect.
Absolutely.
It demands it. And to stand in that space with somebody and their greatest heartache or deepest disappointment or their soul-wrenching cry, whatever that is, and to take advantage of that just aches and hurts. And that just bears witness to that person's, their behavior stems from their own pain, their own fears. But it matters. How we show up in life matters. I practice shamanism. And in my daily practice, we go to the directions. And the direction of the south is the great serpent. And in it says, thank you for teaching me to walk softly on this earth. And to me, I interpret that as how I show up and engage in this world matters because I matter. My life matters. That means everything I then do matters because it has an impact and an effect, just like your footprint on the ground or the beach in the sand, and you can see that footprint. How we engage matters.
Yeah. Missy, wow. You do this to me. This has like been a theme of how and where I've been as far as my heart goes this whole entire week. I've had so many experiences this week that have validated my thoughts and my beliefs around this topic. And then here you are showing up the way that you are, sharing what you're sharing. It's so crazy. And no, I don't believe in coincidences, right? And I'm not the only one who's in this space. I know what you've just shared now is going to resonate with a lot of people because those of us who are tuned into the energies are going, it's all the same. It's all the same experiences in our own ways, right? It's all the same energies. At least that's what I believe.
Yeah, well, you're talking about energies in the world. It's part of the energies in the world right now.
Yeah.
Is people are being called to come awake. People are being called to awaken. Awaken to what? To the truth, your truth. And our personal truth isn't always the truth. We have the truth that we're all in alignment with. And then we have our personal truths. Mm-hmm. And here's the beautiful thing. It is our hearts. Our heart is the place where we discern what is true for us and what isn't. Our mind judges, our heart discerns the truth. And our hearts are calling us to awaken. We've been living numb from the neck down for too long. And we see the ripple effect of that. Mm-hmm. We see the effect of living unconsciously. And here's the other thing. We are beings of light and love and truth, and we resonate with truth. So guess what happens when we lie to ourselves? Because we're beings of truth, we cannot stand the presence of a lie. We can't live in it. So we then must validate the lie through creating personal experience for the evidence that it is true. Self-sabotaging behaviors. Yeah. All of these different things. We yearn for truth, which is why when we listen to somebody and they touch something in our heart, it's because they're resonating with truth. And then it touches our heart because we feel the truth. Yeah. And 2020 was for me, the energy I kept feeling was it's all about hindsight 2020. It's all about becoming aware of the dysfunction, becoming aware of what doesn't work, becoming aware of what isn't true, what isn't real. And then last year, if you're into numerology, you add up 2021, it was 5. 5 is all about change. And I kept feeling called, walk your talk. Be what you claim, speak and do what you are about, really live it. Don't just give it lip service anymore. And this year, it feels like we're called into resonance. We're called into an alignment. And the earth is having all of these shifts. People are shifting, but they're still in resistance. Mm-hmm. And it's that resistance that's causing all of this pain and suffering, that's causing all of these things. But at the same time, I came across something, and it came from a native tradition somewhere in the world. And they said, if it happened, it could have been no other way for your growth and expansion. Right. And look at the different things that are happening in the world. Even this thing across the globe where countries are at war with each other and all of the stuff that's happening, this is not new. This is stuff that's happened throughout time. And yet, look at the way people are responding. Look at the different ways people are responding, the different energies that are coming about. People are approaching things differently. You don't know what you're capable of until you're called to do it.
Exactly.
So, we want to sit and point fingers and call people bad guys, but at the same time, those experiences are catalysts. Catalysts for change, catalysts for awareness, catalysts for taking ownership, for acting on what you feel so passionately about. I'm not saying that these things are good or that, we like them. It's just experiences give us experience. And from that experience, we gain authenticity, we gain awareness, and we can come into alignment with things. From those places, now we're empowered and we can start creating the change we seek.
Yes, if we're in awareness of it. Absolutely. That's the thing, right? Is being aware that these experiences are happening. For instance, being aware that you are amazing at what you do and the gifts that you offer. And for those of you who want a little bite of that, the phone lines are going to be open for the remainder of the night. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we'll open the phone lines to you. If you're interested in having a reading with Misty, she has some beautiful messages to share with you. I just know it. The number to do so is 855-472-5483, which is 85 KGRA Live. I hope to have you guys join us tonight. The lines will be open for the remainder of the evening, so we'll see you on the flip side of this break. Stay close.
Hey members, the new KGRA-DB app is now available on iOS and Android devices. Gain on-demand access to any KGRA-DB programming. Download any show directly to your mobile device to listen or watch on the go. Go to the App Store and search KGRA-DB.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
Families don't have to talk about everything, but they should talk about how to plan for an emergency. Get tips and resources to make your family's emergency plan.
Welcome to the new KGRA digital broadcasting website, thekgradb.com. Here you'll find great new content, including the KGRA Classics, great shows from our archives. You'll be able to see the show times and information so you can see what show is currently on air. The on-air live button, so just go to this section and you'll be able to hear the show live with exceptional sound quality. We also have the Vault section. Make sure to subscribe to get access to great content and special features. We have the make content for our latest news and events, so make sure to sign up and you can be part of our forum. So make sure to check out the new KGRA digital broadcasting website, thekgradb.com. We look forward to seeing you there, and we hope that you enjoy the new website.
Hello, humans. Welcome back to Soul Wanderings. I'm your host, AJ, and tonight we are hanging out with our beloved Misty Rose. We have the phone lines open if you're interested in receiving an intuitive reading. 855-472-5483 is the number you'll want to call, and the phone lines will be open the remainder of the night, I should say. And this is what happens every time I get giddy. I take all of my words and blend them all together into one sentence somehow, but here we are. So we already have callers on the line. I just wanted to say really quick, everything that you were sharing with us before the break was so deeply resonating with me. I am revisiting the book Conversations with God. I don't know if anyone has read that. Neil
Donald Walsh.
Donald Walsh. I was going to say Diamond. Neil Donald Walsh. Highly recommend it. I read this book, the first book, I would say 7-8 years ago, completely different perspective now. And you touched on some of the things that I actually listened to today as I was listening to it. So I always look at those as little messages from the universe, like, hey, pay attention because I heard it in this book and then I heard it from you the same day. Always pay attention. I just wanted to say that. Always pay attention to those things that are repetitive. I really believe they're messages. That's our intuition, and our guides or angels or whoever you believe in are leading you along the way, giving you little nuggets of advice, inspiration, motivation, messages, however that looks. And I used to be so good at ignoring them. Like, oh, that's just a coincidence. Oh, I don't believe in coincidences anymore. There's just too many things in my life that have proven to me that there's just no such thing for me in my reality.
Yeah.
And my biggest thing after, part of the reason why I took a break is to slow down and to tune in, go inward more, because I was going, and I wasn't slowing down to listen to those messages or to pay attention to the signs. And I'm in a much different space now than I was, 6 months ago. And one of the biggest things was for me was to take that pause and to tune in. And what is it that is presenting itself to me that I am not paying attention to? Because there's messages all around us if we just stop and listen or pay attention or observe along the way. And this is just a reminder now for me personally, because that's all I can speak for is myself, that everything you've shared is everything that's been coming into my awareness the past few days. And so, wow, thank you for tuning in. And I'm sure without a doubt that I'm not the only one who is tuning into what you have to say, because like I said earlier, we're all here, we're all connected, we're all one, we're all getting the same information. It's just how we're tuning into it.
Yeah, if we're willing to listen.
Yeah. Oh gosh, it's so good. It gives me goosies. It makes me all happy. Are you ready for some readings, Misty?
Yes.
It's been so long here on the show anyway.
Mm-hmm.
We've been really fortunate to have you at Vibes.
Yeah, that's been fun.
Yeah, we love having you there. It's so good. So good. I'm surrounded by you. It's so amazing. And I want to get right to it. So let's bring on our first caller. Let's welcome Joe from Virginia. Thank you for calling Soul Wanderings.
Hi, AJ.
Hi, Joe. Welcome back to the show.
I hope you're doing all right today.
Absolutely. How are you?
So.
Misty's tuning into your energy right now.
Have I spoken with you before, Joe?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I'm Joe from Virginia.
Yes, you are. Just have to bear with me, people, because when I do this work, I really don't remember anything and like who I'm talking to and what I'm saying.
The details.
Yeah, I don't remember that stuff very often. Yeah, I could hear it in your voice before you even said that you weren't doing so great. Your energy feels really kind of sluggish and tired. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
You don't feel like you're at your best health either. Would that be accurate?
Yes, that's true.
And it feels like your sleep isn't restful and even fitful at times. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. One thing is I feel like you're not getting out very much. Would that be accurate? Being indoors a lot?
That's true.
Okay.
That's true.
Because one is I feel like your system is overloaded and not grounded. Because whatever the health thing is, your system is not getting all of the support it needs. And so it really feels like fresh air and sunlight. And if you can, depending on where you are, if you can stand barefoot on the ground or put your hands in on the soil or gardening or something where you're touching like trees and plants and things of that nature. It even feels kind of like hard to take a deep breath. Would that be accurate?
Sorry, I was taking a deep breath right when you said that.
Is that correct, Joe?
Yes, sometimes.
Okay. It feels like I know it feels is it maybe counterintuitive, but if there's any way that you can move your body a little more, maybe go for brief walks, not try and do a long one or something like that, to get like and there's something you can do like where you're standing up and you kind of bounce your knees, bounce your body, swing your arms around, because that gets your lymph system flowing, and it feels like your lymph system is not able to flush your system out very well. Does this make sense?
Yes.
And so it feels like I feel you're working with a doctor, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I am.
I feel like keep doing what you're doing, but there's some other things to support yourself, nutrition wise, moving your body wise, getting out into some fresh air, even if it's just 20 minutes a day to get the sunlight and get the fresh air to support your system. Because the body, think plant. We need fresh air, sunlight, earth, and light, or earth and water. That's the other thing. I don't know if you're one for taking baths, but mineralized water, Epsom salts, that kind of thing, magnesium, sea salt, that kind of stuff, to just help support your body with the toxic load, with detoxing, cleansing, because it just feels like your body's trying to work through some things and it just doesn't have the full support in order to create health, which is what you really want, correct?
That's correct.
That, and I feel like part of your not being able to sleep well is because there's things that are coming up for you from your past that are bringing up big emotions. Does this make sense?
Yes.
And it's kind of weighing on you and on your mind, so that when you go to sleep, you either can't fall asleep for a while or you're waking up. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
And it's because you have a restless mind.
Yeah, I do have trouble falling asleep.
Yeah, you have a restless mind. So one of the things I would recommend, and remember, I'm not a nurse or a doctor or a counselor. These are suggestions based off my personal experience. Is there's a process it's a journaling process, and it's called a dump and burn. The reason being is because you're going to be getting the muck up and out of you. And you don't want, we humans, if we work in the muck, if we stay in it too long, we like to ruminate in it and play in it. But it's a dump and burn because you're going to get the muck out. That's the dump. And the burn is to destroy it. So you just set a timer for 10 minutes. 10 to 15 minutes, and you just write whatever's bothering you, whatever's coming up. If it's to start with I feel or I am thinking, whatever it is, use those prompts. And you can even get a journal that has prompts, and then answer the questions or finish the sentence kind of thing. And then just write until the timer goes off. When the timer goes off, don't reread it. Stop writing, because it's muck. You don't want to reconsume muck. And then you destroy it. Depending on the amount of emotion, you can rip it, you can shred it, or you can burn it. And there's so many cultures and societies and religions that use burning ceremonies. And the reason being is because it has a finality, a spiritual cleansing to it. So I would sit and say journal during the day, not right before going to sleep. But during the day, take some time to journal and write to get some of the stuff weighing on your soul and on your mind out. The things weighing on your heart, to get them out of you. And then follow up 5 minutes with a gratitude journal. And this is something you keep. The reason being is it's like cleaning a cluttered space. How many times have you cleaned the same clutter? But if you repurpose that space, then it's harder for that clutter to go back there. And gratitude journal, following up with a gratitude journal, is repurposing the energy of the space of wherever it was you were storing that stuff within your system. Does this make sense?
Yes, it does.
In essence, Joe, you're looking for peace of mind so that you can have peace of heart, peace of soul, peace of body. And dis-ease leads to disease, and your system is all inundated with this overwhelming emotions coming up for you right now, which there's a gift in it. When things come up, it's easier to release them than if we have to go looking for it and dig it out. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Was this helpful?
Yes. There's one thing I did want to ask you.
Okay.
All right, you said my diet. Recently my diet hasn't been so good.
Yeah.
So I was wondering about that.
It's hydration and getting, and obviously working with your doctor. But really it's thinking about what you put in. There's a phrase, garbage in, garbage out. and it's kind of, it's think of your car. You know, when you put good quality ingredients like good fuel and you get your oil changed regularly, your car runs great. It goes and goes and goes. But when you don't put fuel in it, when you don't do the oil changes, then the car starts to become compromised and it stops running. And so it just becomes a thing of, to a degree, your emotional eating. You're trying to self-soothe with food. And that's why it's not been so great, your eating habits right now. And that's not good, bad, right, or wrong. It's what you're doing to take care of you. And it's okay to do those things for short periods of time. But usually what ends up happening is because we're not resolving the emotional state, we're not resolving the things that are bothering us, then we self-soothe longer and longer and longer. And then it becomes habit and a way of doing things. And then that's when the body and the system gets overwhelmed and compromised. So it's just, I think eating the colors of the rainbow, you know, when you look at your food, how colorful is it? And I don't mean artificially, because I love Cheetos and it's bright orange, but you know, it's how colorful is your diet? Is it have green and red and orange and yellow? And is it real natural color, or is it food coloring? It's incorporating the colors into your food, and from there, what you put into your body is going to contribute to your state of dis-ease or contribute to your state of health.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Joe, are you able to take baths? I don't know if I heard the answer to that.
What was that?
Are you able to take baths, the salt baths, like Misty asked? Or foot soak?
Yeah, a foot soak would also work.
The only reason I ask is because I have an amazing new line that's about a year old that I've been offering ritual baths soaks, but they're herbal bath soaks, and they're made with herbs that assist in exactly what Misty's referring to.
Mhm.
And I would be more than happy to mail you out one as a gift so that you can have that moment for yourself.
Oh, okay.
Can you email me if you're comfortable? Email me your information so I can do that.
Sure. Hold on just a second while I.
Well, just keep it. Look at. Are you watching this on video?
No, I'm not.
Okay. All right. Well, it's actually really easy. The email address is connect@soulwanderings.com. And if you're comfortable, send me your information because I would love to assist you in that way. That's how I can show it for you in regards to your health.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And,
Did you?
and one other thing, would meditating help?
Oh, yes.
Always.
Definitely. Because what that's going to do is it's going to help you become aware of what it is. Like right now, the things that are bothering you are very nameless, as in you can't really define it. You're having a hard time saying, this is how I'm feeling and this is what's overwhelming me. The meditation is going to help you get clear. And it's going to calm things down and give you some breathing space in your experiences.
Okay. All
So
right.
good. Joe, I'm so glad you called in tonight, and I hope that Misty was able to assist you, and I hope that I can too.
Well, I'm sure that both of you already have, and I do appreciate both of you.
Well, we appreciate you and your support. You take care of yourself, okay, dear?
Okay. You
Okay.
too. Both
Thank
of you.
you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Joe. Good night. I just want to hug him. We have another listener, another caller on the line. Let's welcome Charles from Ohio. Hello, Charles.
Hi, AJ.
Hi, welcome. Thank you for your patience.
I was glad to hang out. Fine. Okay. I was getting rid of one headset and going to the other one, so it took a second there. I have talked to Misty before. I think I might have been like the second person to talk to her on your show.
Oh, that's quite some time ago.
Oh my! And I've got really three things, and I'll tell you, for the most part, I think I'm. This whole COVID thing has really been rough on everybody, but I think I have come through the fire better tempered than I was when I went in. So I don't think it hasn't been a comfortable thing, but it has made some changes in me. And there's a couple of areas, I guess, that I'm making changes, and I guess I would like to have some assurance that I'm making the right changes. I started a show. I've been doing it for a little over a year now, and it's mostly health related, but we've got around to just sharing things, and sharing different ideas and having different ideas and different opinions without getting into an argument about them. And it's been a lot of fun, and I've really enjoyed that. And that's one of the things. And I guess the other thing is, like you said, walking the walk. Walking the walk. It's very important for us to just get outside ourselves a little bit and walk the walk. Because a part of the beginning of my show was to help people get through difficult times in health and and the difficult times that everybody had with the COVID thing. And I said, now we're coming out of that, I hope, for sure. And I came into a kind of a family crisis. I had cancer many years ago. And that was a part of actually learning to deal with that trauma was the thing that I had to do to get here. I had to learn to deal with that trauma. And when I did that, I said, I've got to share this with other people, because you see other people suffering terribly when they don't really need to.
Mm-hmm.
And that's walking the walk. So it came to the walk came to me. My brother-in-law, who's very close to me, is going through cancer right now. And I said, well, now's the time to put the rubber to the road and do what you say you're going to do. Live it rather than just talking it. And it is a change. And I've been really fighting that in a way, because it's a big step. It's a big step to go from talking about it to really living it, I guess. And I'm kind of wondering what you think of that.
Just because you shared so much content, can you rephrase what it is that you're asking me?
I've got like two, maybe three big changes in direction coming up. And do you think I'm headed in the right direction?
Okay. Well, first, Charles, I'm going to ask you a question. With the different things that you shared, how do you feel in your heart about what you've chosen for yourself recently?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm energized with it.
Okay.
I'm scared.
Now, I ask this because you have created a lot of change for yourself, but you've been second guessing yourself and running into some self-doubt, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I am more than happy to give you some validation and some support. But more importantly, if we can help you develop your self-confidence and trusting yourself when you feel guided to do the things that you feel called to do, you are going to ultimately have the better tool in that way than just for me to say things to you. Does this make sense?
Oh, absolutely.
So one is yes, like when you're talking, you were called to gain experience through experience. And once gained, that experience gives you a voice of authenticity. It makes you believable. And that's what one has given you your audience, is because you're not just talking about things that other people have been through. You're not just talking about things you've read about. You're talking about your life in a personable, understandable, this is what it was like for me kind of way. And that's actually what's opened up people to being willing to listen to you. Two, ultimately, I know in your heart, you feel like you're making the right choices and going in the right direction. You've had a peace that you haven't had before, correct?
Yes.
And that's coming from your heart. The other thing is the mind, and this is what you're experiencing right now. The mind, we're not meant to live from the mind, but we kind of grow up and eventually start doing that. And the mind is about survival and keeping us alive. It's not about living our best life. It's not about living for our joy and happiness. Mm-hmm. And ultimately what's happening is the mind is designed to keep you alive. And when you have fear The mind cannot differentiate between fear and danger. Danger is, I've been mugged at knife point. That's danger. Fear is, I have a fear of heights, and I feel like, climbing on the side of the mountain, I'm going to fall. And you see what I'm saying? And the mind, because it can't make that distinction, when you have fear, the mind is triggered into trying to keep you alive and help you survive it. And generally, the way it goes about doing that is to try and get you to stop what's causing you to feel fear. Does this make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
So ultimately, this
We
is...
all have a tendency. Go ahead, please. I'm sorry.
This is what I feel is happening, is you're in uncharted territory. You're in unknown ground. You have no idea how to plan for what's unfolding before you. And because it's all unknown, there's no frame of reference for you to lean on, which means you are standing in ultimate trust. You're having a trust fall with life, with the universe, with God, whatever your belief system. You're in a trust fall, and you're being asked to take the actions of your heart and then move forward in life acting on those things. You have no way of knowing how it's going to pan out for you. And yet, if you trust, it doesn't mean you'll like it, you'll like everything, or it'll all be easy, but you will feel joy. You will feel peace. You will feel satisfaction, which is what you've been feeling. You've gotten little snippets of it. Every time you take those baby steps, little snippets of it. But right now, you're being called to take bigger steps, correct?
Yes.
And I feel like you're feeling called to grow your show and expand it, correct?
Yeah.
And so it's just a bunch of unknown stuff. It's all new territory, and you're in a trust fall. And I am telling you, if you act from your heart, it doesn't mean it'll be perfect. It doesn't mean it'll be easy. It won't be messy. You will feel peace. You will feel satisfaction. You will feel joy in greater amounts than you have yet to feel, because you were in your baby stages. You were in your baby phase. Well, now you've learned how to walk. So now you're being taken into how to run. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So in essence, yes, you're on the right track, but you already know this because you've finally been feeling the peace you've been looking for several years. So just keep at it, keep trusting, keep being willing to fall flat on your face, knowing that life has your back. You just create different mottos and affirmations for yourself, and you just hold on. Whenever you have that doubt, just remember, that's my brain trying to keep me alive. It doesn't know the difference between fear and danger. So I'm just going to tell my brain, thanks for sharing, but this is where I'm going anyway. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So you just talk different to your brain when it's in the monkey mind. You just say, I've got this. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah. I think you gave me a good key, because I wasn't identifying. We fear change.
Yes.
The
reason why is because the known gives a false sense of safety and control. It gives a false sense of safety and control. And the reality is everything that you know, we've seen it in the world over and over and over recently. It can all go away in the blink of an eye. It's false sense of safety and control. The unknown, no matter how much we want it, is scary because we don't know we can live through it. So it's redefining how you're telling the story, because that's what's scaring you. You're telling a story about an experience, trying to make sense of it. Write a different story. Tell a different story. Oh my goodness. I wonder how adventurous taking this action could take. I wonder if I expand my show, how many more people I can reach and touch lives, maybe even save somebody's life because they hear something that moves them to take action. Tell a different story about what you're going through so you stop scaring yourself and start empowering yourself.
Thank you.
That's great
Thank you.
advice.
I appreciate that a lot.
Charles, and thank you for being vulnerable and willing. Yeah. I can only share the messages people are willing to receive.
Your heart is so big. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for calling into the show.
Okay. Thank you both very much for being here, for being helpful to us all, and being a part of this big, living, loving community.
Yes, it sure is. So grateful for you, and keep on doing all of this work. You're doing amazing. I'm so proud of you.
Okay. Thank you very
he's
much.
got happiness in him.
He's
Not
such
just
a good guy. Yeah.
not just gratification.
Yeah.
He's got real happiness.
Mm-hmm. Charles, a longtime listener, he's got a show that is played on, I don't know if it's ERRT or ERT. I'm not sure how it goes, but for those of you who are interested, we can share that information because he's one to follow. We got to take a break, you guys. It happens. When we get back, the phone lines will remain open for the next hour or so, the remaining of the show. Stay close so you can get your opportunity to call in for yourself.
Hey members, the new KGRA-DB app is now available on iOS and Android devices. Gain on-demand access to any KGRA-DB programming. Download any show directly to your mobile device to listen or watch on the go. Go to the App Store and search KGRA-DB.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
Families don't have to talk about everything, but they should talk about how to plan for an emergency. Get tips and resources to make your family's emergency plan.
Welcome to the new KGRA digital broadcasting website, thekgradb.com. Here you'll find great new content, including the KGRA classics, great shows from our archives. You'll be able to see the show times and information so you can see what show is currently on air. The on-air live button. So just go to this section and you'll be able to hear the show live with exceptional sound quality. We also have the Vault section. Make sure to subscribe to get access to great content and special features. We have the make content for our latest news and events, so make sure to sign up and you can be part of our forum. So make sure to check out the new KGRA digital broadcasting website, thekgradb.com. We look forward to seeing you there, and we hope that you enjoy the new website.
Hello, everyone. Another hour of Soul Wandering. I'm so excited. This is one of my favorite nights when we have Misty Rose Merck on. You're so chipper and happy and bright and shiny today.
Thank you.
She's been dancing during commercial breaks and it's contagious.
It's from all those hours of sitting all day long.
It happens.
It does.
For those of you who are joining us live, thank you for being here. We are heard on kgradb.com. We're also live on video there, as well as KGRA Digital Broadcasting Facebook and YouTube pages. So I hope you are joining us somewhere live, because if you are, it gives you an opportunity to call in for a reading. You can do that by calling 855-472-5483, which is 85 KGRA Live. Pretty easy to remember. A big shout out to all of my listeners tonight. You guys are active in the chat room. Thank you for showing up for each other. It's so cool to see you behind the scenes, supporting each other the way that you do. I love the friendships that happen here.
You know, I get gypped to a degree by the
You
nature
do?
of what I'm doing. I don't get to see all the stuff that you're looking at. And
You
so
do.
I don't get to see how they're talking and what are they saying about me, AJ?
Oh, everyone loves you. If that's not a given. And I have to give a shout out to Charles. We had to cut him off because of the break, but he shared his information, so I'm able to share it with you. If you guys are interested in hearing his show, I highly recommend it. I've got to sit in a couple of times. My Tuesday nights are really busy. I need someone to send me a reminder, Charles. I was saying that in the chat. So I remembered to go in, but his show is called Survivor Circle, and it's every Tuesday night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern on Mixlr and YouTube and Facebook under ERRT Radio. So check it out. Go support the man. He's amazing. And
Charles is amazing.
He is. His heart is golden. So appreciative for him. He's been so supportive of me on the show on KGRA from the very beginning. Such a good man. Him and
Yeah, honestly, AJ, who doesn't love you? Come on.
there are people who do not, I promise.
Well, none of us are perfect. I get it, but that's
I
their
don't get
deal
it.
and not
I mean, I'm so
yours.
lovable, but I mean, to each their own, right?
I know.
It's okay. We all, it's none of my business anyway.
No. No, I think it was I'm gonna mess this up. I think it was Maya Angelou. She said it's none of my business what you think of me.
It's true. It's true. And it took me a long time because those that I know like don't care for me, I'm like, but what did I do? I love you. Like
I know.
And you just want them to love you back. And it was some hard lessons, some very challenging lessons in my life. And I'm so grateful for them.
You know what?
And
Byron
the people.
Katie, she says, everybody loves me, they just don't know it yet. But honestly, how could God not love itself? And we're all a part of God.
Exactly.
So at the end
That's
of the
the
day,
thing. That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
We are all so interconnected, and we are all pieces of each other.
Mm-hmm.
We are all God, and that vibration. It's just a lesson and experience for all of us. And I'm okay. I'm okay with it now. Like the lessons, the experiences I've had because of it, I'm in so much gratitude for. So thank you to those who have showed up for me that way. You've taught me so much, and I'm definitely grateful for you, regardless of the outcome of those experiences, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. We have a caller on hold, and I do not want to make her wait. Let's bring Tessa from Utah to the show. Hello, Tessa.
Hi.
How are you this evening?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Awesome. Thank you for calling in.
Of course.
Have I talked to you before?
Yes.
Okay.
You get repeat callers because you're so good at it.
Yeah. I don't remember what I've said before, so know that if I'm saying something again, it's only because it's still relevant in some way.
Okay.
Take a deep breath for me, please. We're just going to slow it down because your mind, it was really fast. And it's got a lot of content. Like you got a lot of voices going on in there. So we've discussed you being an empath. Yes?
Yes.
I feel like you're still being pretty decently affected by that. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
And that's part of what's going on with the mind chatter is one of your gifts gives you the ability to pick up on the thoughts of other people. Do you understand this?
Yeah.
And because I feel like you're wading through some pretty heavy thoughts right now, like having a hard time with, it feels like struggling with like self-confidence. Would that be accurate?
Yeah.
And there's some voices from your past that you took ownership of, their opinions of you. Does this make sense?
Yes.
And it's a very self-critical voice, and it's very self-depreciating. Does this make sense?
Yes.
It's a lot of hard self-talk going on. And this is where I'm going to encourage you to be proactive instead of reactive, because I feel like that's how you've been trying to address it. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I feel like you're yearning for a level of happiness that you can't quite seem to talk yourself into. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Very much so.
And your heart is just really heavy from the thoughts going on right now. And your heart is like crying over how much it hurts to feel all of this attack on you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
This is where I'm going to say it's really important, because I feel like you're in the learning, like really beginning stages of learning how to be mindful of your own energy and shield yourself. Does this make sense?
Yes.
And this is where I'm going to ask you, I know that this is new ground for you, but I'm going to ask you to become like super passionate about making sure that you're doing these things for yourself. I'm going to ask you to increase your level of self-care as an empath, because it's the only way that's going to give you any breathing space within yourself and give you that gain, that footing that you're looking for things to really change. Because right now it's more a band-aid that really isn't addressing the issue. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
So I would have you in the morning commit to 5 minutes. Because what ends up happening is you deal with some pretty severe perfectionism, correct?
Yes.
And you wait for circumstances to be ideal before taking action. And so you'll talk yourself out of doing things until you can do it right. Does this make sense?
Yes.
So the commitment is, I can do anything for 5 minutes. And generally what happens is once you've done it for 5 minutes, you continue to do it because you're already doing it. It gets you through that hump of waiting until circumstances are right. Okay? So if it means setting your alarm 5 minutes early, set your alarm 5 minutes early. And the first 5 minutes of the day is going to set the tone for the rest of your day. In those first 5 minutes, this is what I'm going to have you do before you even get out of bed. Once you turn your alarm off, if that, like for me, I actually have to get out of bed. If that's what you also have to do, have some place that once the alarm is off, if you get to stay in bed, stay in bed. If you go sit, go sit. But you're going to hold yourself. You're going to hug yourself. And you're going to start your day by saying, I love you, Tessa. I love you. And I don't know what's going to happen today. But in the past, I've pushed you around and I've made you do what I wanted you to do. And I didn't give you a choice. And then you've also been affected by what other people are doing. And I haven't known how to take care of you before. I'm going to start taking care of you now. And I know you may not trust me right away because this is all new. But I'm going to keep doing this, and I'm going to keep doing this until you can trust me again. And I love you, and I love you, and I love you. And even though you're feeling what you're feeling right now, you are worthy and deserving of love and acceptance. And I deeply and completely love and accept you. And then throughout the day, whenever you're triggered, whatever's going on, you hold yourself. And if you don't want to say it out loud because you're around other people, you just say to yourself, it's okay. You get to feel how you're feeling right now. And you are worthy and deserving of love and acceptance, and I deeply and completely love and accept you. If you notice something you want to do differently, you notice that you're not meeting a goal you want to meet or behaving in a way you want to behave. You know what, Tessa? I do want change, but I no longer want change at the cost of how you feel about yourself. So yes, I want change. I'm going to be honest about this. And you are worthy and deserving of love and acceptance, and I deeply and completely love and accept you. Does this make sense?
Yes.
You have been looking for other people to validate you and give you permission to love yourself, give you permission to believe in yourself, give you permission to be okay with who you are. It is nobody else's job to do that for you, because nobody else in this world knows everything about you the way you know everything about you. Too much of ourselves are kept inside of ourselves privately that never get shared with anybody else. So they could never fulfill the job of validating us. They would always fall short. It's our job to validate ourselves. And that is the only thing you need in order for your life to change, is some self-love. That will give you the self-trust and self-confidence you've been looking for, not from doing things perfectly so other people will give you permission. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Because you're ready. Your soul is so ready. You're like, your nature is so bouncy and so playful. And she just wants to go out and have a great time. And she's like, I just want to, because I feel in your heart like you're called to start doing things. You feel to go learn more about who you are. You feel guided to start talking to people in a different way and start behaving in a different way. You feel called to be more honest with yourself. But you've been in resistance to all this change because you're waiting for somebody else to tell you who you are and what you can do. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so you feeling drained and tired is just a sign that you're out of alignment with your truth and that you're taking on energy from people around you that doesn't belong to you as an empath. Because your true nature, you are just like a boundless. It's like the Energizer Bunny. And you're looking to reconnect with that. And there's these moments where you get glimpses of it, but then it's like a leaf in the wind. You know, it's like, wait a second. That's supposed to be mine. That's how I used to be. And now I'm just so tired. I feel like a shell of myself. Does this make sense?
Yeah, I had a lot of like traumatic things that happened in February, and I'm just trying to bounce back from that.
And guess what? Holding yourself, talking to yourself this way, it's going to help you address those things. It's going to help you get into a position where you're going to know what to do to address it. But right now you don't feel safe. And you're looking for safety in all the places that you'll never get it from. So the other thing in that 5 minutes, have that conversation with yourself, hold yourself, hug yourself, say, I love you. And then also, whatever it is that you've learned for clearing your energy and shielding yourself, do it before you leave that 5 minutes. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Because it's going to set the tone for the rest of your day. You can always come back and re-clear your energy. Like you go wash your hands in the water. Water is intuitive. It's going to know how to flush your whole system, even though you're only engaging with it with your hands. You can shield yourself. You can come back and shield yourself later on in the day, but you want to start your day instead of trying to squeeze it in sometime or other when you can fit it in later. You want to start your day with it. Does this make sense?
Yes.
And it's baby steps, because if I were to give you too much, you would just dive back into that perfectionism behavior and wait to do things until you could get it all right. But if I give you this little bite-sized nugget, this 5-minute thing, so that it's short, sweet, simple, easy, you're more apt to do it. But don't fall into this trap. We hear something and we go, well, that's too easy to do anything, so we won't do it. And then other things we hear, well, that's too hard. I could never do that, so we won't do that either. However you view it as easy or hard, just commit. Commit that I can do anything for 5 minutes. My commitment is this 5 minutes. And if you forget, guess what? Find 5 minutes in the day. Do it then. It's not about piling on the self beat up. It's about getting yourself to do what works. And it never happens through self beat up. It happens through self encouragement. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You're a powerful, gifted empath, and I can't get into all the details of that, but I'm telling you, you're picking up on other people's thoughts. You've got a lot of people struggling with depression around you. You got a lot of people who are magnetized to you, and they're drawing off your energy because you make them feel better about themselves. And you're just getting to learn that these things don't work.
That makes a lot of sense.
Okay. Wow. Was that helpful?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I would have you learn about energy vampires. Basically, you're giving your energy away, trying to get people to give you permission to be with them. And yeah, there's even a narcissist around you where they make it your fault for what's going on with them. Does this make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So it's not one thing. You've got a bunch of different things going on, but this is a powerful tool. And I'm telling you, if you use it, it will change your life. And it's free. Self-love is free.
Hey. Thank you for calling into the show, Tessa.
Thank you so much, both of you. I appreciate you so much.
You have a good night
You're
and take
welcome.
care of
Thank you.
yourself.
Bye.
That was a message that all of us could use. I mean, most of them are, in my opinion. I feel like every reading that you offer, I take away something from it.
Uh-huh.
All of them tonight so far. It sounds like tonight we're on a repeat call-in list. All of our callers have been repeat callers, which is awesome. We appreciate
Must
you
be
guys.
doing something right.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Which we're going for a record. So we're gonna have another repeat caller in. Let's welcome Bobby from Louisiana.
A very good evening, Misty and AJ. I'm trying to put my sound down. There we go. All right, now we're good.
Hello.
What's up?
Hi, Bobby.
Yes, ma'am.
You're on air with Misty.
Yes, so Misty, I have just recently moved to the apartment because it was getting like too hostile at my old residence. And I was wondering if you can give me like a updated reading on that on my post move experience and what the future may hold.
So, do you mean in how you're doing in your new space or how you can engage with your space? What do you mean?
It could be both.
Okay. So for you, I don't feel like it still feels like some of the energy from where you were feeling attacked, that you weren't it feels like it's still kind of energetically draining on you. Does this make sense? Like you're kind of ruminating on the past. Does that make sense?
I could still get these feelings, yeah.
Okay. So one is to really make that clean cut is find a way to make some peace with the experience and forgive, not as in it makes it okay, but so that it no longer follows you into your future. Does this make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Because there feels like there's some resentment on your part. Would that be accurate?
That'd be good.
Okay. So in essence, it's don't let somebody else's garbage come into your house with you. So if you've gone to all that effort to physically distance yourself from that energy, then don't hold on to it either. Don't invite it to stay with you. You just went through too much to make these changes. So I'm asking you and inviting you to address whatever it is that, like when you think about the experience, whatever emotions show up, address them, feel those emotions and go, yeah, I can understand why I would feel that. And then just let it go, let it pass. And then as it passes, what you'll start to notice is when we stop resisting things and it can actually have its expression and move up and out, then we're able to think about the memories and they don't have the same kind of trigger. And that's what's happening is you will remember it and you have a trigger. Does that make sense?
Yes.
The other thing is I don't know if you've ever thought about clearing your space. I would smudge your space because it feels like there's some residual energy from the people that were there before and it feels very low, very draining. Does this make sense?
Yes.
That's why I would say sometimes when you're asleep, there's moments when you feel uncomfortable in your room. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And it's just because there's energy there that doesn't belong to you. And I would clear. So I would smudge. That's with sage or use incense. And then pray over your space. Pray that it is clear and clean for you, and pray that it is guarded and kept safe, especially your sleeping space, so that when you're at home, you're able to fully rest, because I don't feel like you quite rest in your space yet. Does this make sense?
Yes.
And it's not just because it's new to you, it's because there's a slight discomfort in it, like a shoe that doesn't quite fit right. And it's just because of this residual energy that isn't yours from the previous occupant. The other thing is I feel like I feel like your system is really tired and drained from what you went through, and it could use some extra love and attention. So doing some things to, like, if I did this, I would feel pampered. If I did this, I would feel taken care of. If I did this, I would feel like I'm loving myself. Does this make sense?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Partly because the frustration of having to make changes because of other people's choices. I would also say realize that even though it wasn't necessarily choices you wanted, you did have a choice, and that empowers you. So the other story that I didn't have a choice because I had to do this because of somebody else, that disempowers you. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Because I feel like you're working to really shift your energy and free your energy up so you can start feeling better and start resting, because there's things that you want for yourself. I feel like you've had a vision of what you would like your life to be like, but it's not quite matching up to that right now. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And in order to make this course correction so that you can start seeing that life unfold for you, is to just clear up these energetic drains on your system so that you can start using your energy to start acting on those impressions that you're getting so that you can create that which you desire. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because it's like, I feel like you want more time for yourself where you do things that you love that you kind of stop doing. Does this make sense?
Yes.
And the reason why you stopped is just because your energy was being sapped from all of these negative things that were kind of draining on you. And now that you've gone to all this effort to create so much change in your life, you have the ability now to start re-engaging with things that you love. It's just right now you're tired and things are feeling off. So it's going in and addressing where things feel off, restoring your energy to you, creating a space that you feel like you can actually relax and rest in. And that's going to restore you. And then all of a sudden, you're going to feel like doing things again. Okay?
Okay, that's good. That's really good.
So, like, bullet point, clear your space. Make peace with that past experience with those other people. Not because you're forgiving them for their sake, but because you want to be free of all that garbage. And then in clearing your space, pray over it. Set an intention for what you want your space to feel like. So pick 3 words. You know, when I come home, when I walk in my door, when I wake up in the morning, when I fall asleep at night, this is what I want to feel. Peace, relax, joy. You'll find your words. But in your prayer, set intention with those specific words that this is what my home is. This is what my home contains. This is what I receive from my space. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then get outside for some fresh air and sunlight, because I feel like you also need restoration through nature.
Yeah. I think that is better than nothing.
Okay. Bobby, thank you for calling in. I'm glad that you were able to connect with Misty tonight.
Yes, thank you. And have a wonderful show.
Thank you. I feel like so many of us are lacking that outdoor energy because we've all been conditioned over the last couple of years to stay inside, to not go around anybody. And so many of us are feeling very ungrounded and not centered because we're not connecting with Mother Earth at all.
Yeah, Pachamama calls.
Yes, absolutely. I feel that way in a lot of ways too. I'm so thankful for my plants. So good.
Yeah. Hey, I love plants, and I wish I were better at meeting their needs, because unfortunately I've lost so many of them. But I have one I call Lazarus, because every time I think I've killed it, it's still here.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
I used to be the same way, and it was probably the beginning of 2020. I had a couple of plants, but I just felt called to have some more because the energy feels so good in your home. I'm like, I'm gonna grab a few more, and a few more turned into a lot more. And half of them made it, half of them did not make it, and I've replaced them, and I'm always looking for more. But being outside is a whole different energy, of course.
AJ, I lost 95% of the plants that I bought during 2020. and the frustrating thing was it was like these little natty flies, and it was just different things that I don't know enough. I wasn't educated enough, and all I could do is apologize to them all. I'm just so sorry.
I do that all the time. I'm sorry I failed you. Another plant. Another
like
plant
we should
down.
Be playing taps.
Oh my gosh. Oh, little plant babies.
Yeah.
We have another caller on the line. Let's welcome Ronald from Minnesota. He's a return caller. Hi, Ronald. Welcome back to Soul Wanderings.
Hi, Jay, and hello to Misty, and welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Yes, we're so happy to have her back, right?
Oh, yeah. I did get your gift that you sent that I won last a couple of weeks ago, or whatever. So,
yes, thank you. I saw your video. I appreciate that.
Yeah, they look amazing. I have to learn some more about crystals, so to know what they can help me with. So
it's a never-ending education.
Yeah, they really look amazing, though. I was wondering, though. I asked you a question on the chat when I was sending you the message about getting it, and I sent you a video. But anyway, what would you recommend of those 5? Would you think is good for the healing and say like the healing of the physical body? Remember I talked to you about that a little bit.
Yeah. So the stones that you receive, I would definitely say the amethyst. It's an overall healer. It's a master healer. It heals mind, body, spirit. It assists in all levels of healing. But all of them are healing crystals, Ronald. All of them will assist you in ways that you wouldn't even know of, because there's just so many metaphysical qualities to each and every stone, more than we can even know or comprehend. Okay. Just having them around you are going to be beneficial.
Yep, I'll work on it and get used to each one by itself and just learn what it can do for
build those relationships with your crystal babies. Did you have a question for Misty tonight?
Yeah, I was wondering if she could just give me a mini reading. I know she did before, but that was quite a while ago, the last time she did.
So I think we talked about you coming into some awareness of using your gifts and trusting yourself last time. Would that be accurate?
Yes.
With the crystals, there's a reason why those have shown up into your life. This is another way for you to expand listening to yourself and your intuition. One of the things that I teach people is first engage with the crystal and see how you feel, and then look up what its properties are, because you're going to realize by doing it that way, your system knows. You're going to feel a connection to the stone. You will feel something. And based off of that, it is you understanding that it is resonating with something for you. And then when you look up the properties, then you'll go, oh, I see why. But it's about developing that self-trust. I really feel strongly you're in this phase of developing self-trust, developing self-awareness, understanding that you are was it Tony Robbins? I'm not your guru, because you are your guru. You are your master healer. The innate wisdom lives within you. It's been trained out of us to stop listening and trusting that. When we go to a doctor is practicing medicine. You are the expert on you and your body and how you feel. It's just too often we go and we let other people tell us how we feel.
Mhm.
And you've come into a phase of your life now where you're working to develop that self-awareness and that self-trust of, I know me and I know how I feel. And this feels right for me. This doesn't. This feels off. This feels in alignment. This is the exploration that you're in right now, is developing this. Does this make sense?
Yes, I think that is very clear to what I was thinking of. And I've tried, medical doctors, and now of course they say they can't help me. Anyway,
May I interrupt and share something, Ronald?
Huh?
So what I recommend when people come into Vibes, because we have like 100 rocks or so just laying there for people, and they'll come in and say, I need a rock specifically for anxiety or for weight loss or whatever the reason is. And there are rocks that are specific for that. But just to combine what Misty said, if you have all of those rocks that I sent you laying out, I have a practice that I like to do, which is muscle testing, because I may be drawn to a rock because of the way that it looks, but my body may not need it in that moment. And so I'll grab the rock and I'll hold it to my heart with my hands, and I'll stand on both my feet, obviously, stand on both my feet, not just one, but solid footing. And I close my eyes and I ask myself, my body, does my body need this stone right now, or this vitamin, or this whatever it is that you want to muscle test? And your body's going to go forward towards it, or it's going to go back away from it. If it's going forward towards it, it's saying yes. If it's going away, it's saying no. And it's going to be different every day, all the time, because your body knows what your body needs in that moment. And that's just been a really good way for me to know, so my brain doesn't get in the way of it, get in the way of feeling the energy of it. It's me connecting to the stone. Do I need this right now? And that goes for anything. It goes for the food I eat, it goes for a book I want to read, it goes for a supplement I want to take.
Mm-hmm.
Or even a piece of jewelry I want to buy. I'm like, do I really need this right now?
I try this at night before I go to sleep, or in the morning when I wake up.
Anytime you have a question about something you're going to get to spend time with or put in your body, ask your body if that's what you need right now.
Okay. I will let you know how that works out. I'll go through all the stones and the gems that you sent me. I'll work through each one at a time.
Yeah, and practice it with everything, not just the stones.
Right. But not to practice and to get used to it in my own mind, start with the stones.
Yeah.
So, but that makes sense. Thank you very much. And again, thank you for the show. Sorry I was late. I had some technical issues and finally got everything figured out, and I'm here, and I got to call in. So that's the main thing.
Well, I'm glad you made it. Thank you for joining us, Ronald.
Yeah, thank you again for the gift, and thank you again, Misty, for you returning to the show. And I'll be looking forward to you coming back next time.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Speaking of next time, for those of you who are wondering, Misty will be joining us every other month this year. We thought we would switch it up a little bit and change things around, but who knows what will happen. There's a whole year ahead of us. She may be on more. We just don't know yet, but that's what we're planning on now. For those of you who are not watching us live, so you can't see like the things my amazing producer are popping up on the screen, the number to call for a reading is 855-472-5483. But also, Misty's website is going to be popping up here too, because she's on top of it. MistyRosesHealing.com. If you guys visit that website, you'll see that she offers so many other things outside of readings. Do you want to share what some of those things are?
So I am a Usui Holy Fire Reiki Master. I offer intuitive Reiki. I do the intuitive readings where we just read energy, but I also do it in a coaching fashion. So where you have specific things that you want to work through. And I'm also a heart-centered therapy level 1 practitioner. And that's where we work on getting to the heart of the matter without having to do a lot of conversation and talking through and reliving things. Being able to address the energy through the subconscious and using that as a means to kind of bypass a lot of the story that went around the experiences while still addressing the emotions and the energy of it so that we can feel like we've created some real change in moving through things.
Is that something that would be really good for trauma?
Oh, yes. Yeah. The intuitive readings, I can do that over the phone, through Zoom, and in person, but the heart-centered therapy and the intuitive Reiki, those are in person only.
So if you're in the Utah area, because Utah, I mean, we can drive from the top to the bottom in 6 hours, 7 hours? Doesn't take very long. Well, if you're in Utah or surrounding areas to Ogden, Misty is your girl. And she hangs out at Vibes. She also does her services in her home studio. And readings, obviously, you could do those anytime because look, here you are.
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't have any callers on the line. And while we're just hanging out, let's just be really candid. Let's just chit chat because you always have so many good things to share with all of us. I have a question for you, and I'm not asking for you to share anything personal in your life by any means, but you went through some big things in your life in the last 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And today, as you sit before me, you were like a completely different person. And I know that's the way life is, right? We go through the things and we come out of it completely different. But you are, when I say a bright and shiny light, it's totally a term of endearment with you. But you're very sparkly. And I know that doesn't come without going through some big moments of clarity.
Yeah.
So for those who are going through some muck or even coming out of it, do you have any solid advice you'd be willing to offer in times to navigate through that? Because I know everyone is feeling heavy.
Yeah.
Even if not currently right now in the last couple of months and coming out of it or just getting into it. And I really feel like you always have such amazing input to share with us to help us navigate through these human experiences.
I have been working on healing for years. Growing up, being different, that was awkward and stuff, but I also experienced being molested and having just different life experiences that it just rocked my self-confidence and affected how I viewed myself and that sense of worthiness and deserving and being loved and wanted and whatnot. When I had the hypothyroid come into effect, it changed everything in my life and made me desperate enough to go looking for answers and help, especially when I couldn't find it at the doctor's office. And it was just a journey and a process. It's slow in some parts, faster in others, and more painful in some other ways. And I started over the last couple of years, I started on a self-love journey. I looked in the mirror and especially as women in the Western culture, but as human beings, it's part of the condition to pick ourselves apart and find all the flaws so we can eradicate them so that we can be accepted and loved and appreciated and validated and wanted and all this other stuff. And I realized I didn't want that change at the cost of loving myself anymore. And I realized I also couldn't lie to myself because I really wanted change. I wanted things to be different than they were. How do you say, I don't want this anymore, and still love yourself and be kind to yourself? And that's where I started a self-dialogue of, I will never achieve change through abuse of myself anymore. I will not force myself, push myself, bully myself, abuse myself, harm myself anymore, trying to achieve the change that I desire. When I become conscious, this is the commitment I made to myself. When I become conscious, I will address it as best as I can at that moment. And please be patient with me for the things that I don't know. It's impossible for me to know everything at once and address it all simultaneously. It's a process. Having said that, my mother's passing has been the biggest catalyst in my life. And I see other family members who are struggling, that ultimately we have a choice when something in life happens. We have a choice to freeze and be swept up in whatever it is that we're experiencing and feeling like we have no, like we're spinning out of control. Or we can choose to refocus or find a focal point to have equilibrium while our lives are spinning out of control. And for me, I have a very deep spiritual connection. And that is my focal point. That is the thing that I cling to. Because there's been times when it's like you're falling off of this cliff and your claws are in this rock holding you on. I have been in those places and in those experiences, you know, growing up and dealing with depression and suicidal thoughts. And, you know, I've reached a point where I have a commitment with myself. I will not leave before my due date. I am here for my committal time, you know? And so it's not that it's easy. It's that anything as super complex, taken to its smallest parts, the parts are always simple. Mm-hmm. How can I find the simple? How can I be loving through this? How can I use this? How can I grow from this? How can I move through this? I just keep asking myself questions. How can I get to the other side? How can I do it in a way that I feel good about myself? My mother's passing has taken me to a whole nother level of self-honesty. And realizing a lot of things in my life that I blamed life for and I blamed other people for. Ultimately, you always have a choice. It doesn't mean it's choices you want or prefer, but you always have a choice. When we're not honest with ourselves, it's impossible to be honest with other people. And right now, I have chosen to live at a level of self-accountability and self-honesty because I want self-trust and I want self-love. I want my life different so much. I'm so desperate. I am desperate enough to do whatever it is that comes into this funky little brain of mine, and I am willing to try it. I am my biggest, bestest guinea pig out there. And I'm telling you, I have drank concoctions that would make other people cringe. I've taken pills where I have lost count how many pills I'm taking in the day because I want my health. I want my energy back. I want my life to be different. And I think that's the thing is we have become too tolerant of pain. We have too high a pain tolerance. And so we just keep adjusting to the new normal. As the more pain we experience, the more life is squeezing us, asking us to go in a different direction, asking us to change, asking us to redirect and revision and move somewhere else. But we won't. We keep staying there because we're afraid. And the thing about pain is it's a messenger, but it's also a catalyst. Mm-hmm. It will get as big as it needs to get in order to get us to face our fear.
Very true.
And if you don't want that pain, face the fear. And fear is false experiences and or emotions appearing real. I have just decided, I've even thought about going and getting one of those little keychain backpacks because there was a speaker I listened to, and she's like, I just put fear in a backpack and I just went anyway. And it's like, yes, I've heard fear is just excitement without breath. So I'm sitting there. I'm telling you, people, to get out, to get through, to get to the other side, to find what it is you're looking for. In essence, you've got to become desperate enough. And that is what has happened. Because when my mom died, I felt like my world ended. I felt everything. I just felt such loss. I felt such loss. I'm sitting here and I keep doing this. I know people are watching me, and it's because my ear, there's a nerve and it's burning and it hurts. And why did this happen? Well, I've been in 9 car accidents, and so I have had some compromises in my system. When my mother died, I cried so hard, I herniated 2 discs in my neck, and I was in excruciating, debilitating pain, physical pain, to the point that I did not sleep for over 24 hours because I couldn't move. As in, if I moved, I went from debilitating pain to excruciating, I think I'm going to die pain. So I sat like this in a chair watching TV for hours, trying to not move. And I'd fall asleep and my head would go like this. And the pain went. And that was with me taking 4 ibuprofen and 2 Tylenol every 6 hours. And it didn't touch the pain. I know physical pain. I know emotional pain. I know mental pain. I know soul-wrenching pain. The kind of pain that's got you curled up on the floor in the fetal position, crying and rocking and holding yourself and saying, please, earth, open up and swallow me whole and get me the hell out of here because I can't do this anymore. Yeah. I have felt that pain. And I have had a high tolerance for pain. I have put up with so much stuff, so much of my life changing and happiness going away from my life, the quality of my life diminishing because I was willing to become comfortable with that new normal. And I just became desperate enough because the pain got bad enough. And I had to make a choice. I either took myself out of the pain and gave in to the suicidal thoughts, or I chose to live and find a way. And it's not always pretty. It's messy. It's uncomfortable because guess what? I get to be honest with myself. I get to be honest about what I'm doing that isn't working, how I'm not living authentically, how I'm out of alignment with my own truths, how I'm selling myself short and selling myself out, how I'm lying to other people because I'm lying to myself, how I'm not able to be there for somebody else because I'm not being there for me. It's so much easier to point your finger and blame somebody. But the problem about doing that is you disempower yourself and then you're stuck. You're in a prison you can never get out of. But the moment you're willing to be honest and say, this is what I'm doing that doesn't work, now you've got the key and you can walk out of that personal hell. And you don't have to live there for the rest of your life. Your life can be different. It can be full of joy. It can be full of bitter sweet. Do you know what you get when you have bitter sweet?
What?
Chocolate. And
how
do you
come
know
I had a feeling you were going to say
how that chocolate comes to be? Heat and pressure.
Yes, isn't it true?
Heat and
it's
pressure.
So true.
And it takes bitter and sweet and turns it into something beautiful. And that is the magic of life, people. If you're willing to change, you too can take bitter and sweet and create beauty and art and majesty and miracles. And you can feel better about yourself. You can have confidence in the face of somebody else's crap being poured out on you and not take it personal.
Yeah.
You can stand there, love yourself, and know that it is enough. Your own love is enough so that when other people love you, finally, it feels like enough. The only reason why other people's love doesn't feel enough is because we don't love ourselves. So we can't trust their love and believe their love when they say they love us. We doubt it. We mistrust it because we don't feel like we've earned it. We don't feel like we deserve it. We don't feel good enough. We don't feel enough. None of that stuff comes from other people. It's self-created. Until we're willing to give it to ourselves, nobody else can give it to us.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true. And that's not an experience or a lesson, if you will, that we learn until we go through the mass uncomfortable experiences.
Yes.
We can say, love yourself, all of the things, but we don't know until we go through that.
Awareness is the first step, and you don't know
Definitely.
what you don't know. Can you forgive yourself for not knowing what you didn't know until you knew it?
Exactly.
We keep taking hindsight and using it as a beating stick. Self-flagellation. Flagellation? I don't know. Wrong word.
Wrong
Guess
word.
what? It's a stick, but it's meant to be a walking stick. We're all trying to traverse the mountain to get to the highest heights and see the views and the vistas and be awed and amazed. But we're stuck. We're trapped on the side of the mountain because we're too busy beating the hell out of ourselves. That stick, that hindsight doesn't give you permission to beat up that past self who didn't know what you now know.
Exactly.
And your knowing of it is not meant to be a weapon. It is meant to be a tool to assist you in your forward progress.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
As you can see, I'm very passionate about these
I
things.
can see that. And it's such a neat and amazing message that you've left with us, because I figure most of us are doing this. We are sabotaging ourselves in so many ways because, we have been conditioned and taught so much that loving ourselves in this way is selfish and that we aren't worthy of that kind of love, which is so not true. It's our birthright. And we are meant to love ourselves this way.
Well, there's a song, Let There Be Peace on Earth. And I'm sure we could all hunger. We're hungering for peace right now.
Yeah.
Let there be peace on earth. Let it begin with me.
Yes.
Those are the lyrics.
Yes.
You want other people to love themselves? Love yourself.
Exactly. And
you
it's true. I used to be like, oh, that's so corny, until I had the experiences for myself and until I came to a place of loving myself. And you've watched me through that process.
Mm-hmm.
And it has been
a beautiful lotus blooming.
It has been amazing. I'm so grateful to you in so many big ways for showing me, holding up a mirror for me, teaching me, being there for me, holding space for me. We have a good group of people at Vibes, and we've all helped each other so much. And I have just been so blessed by all of you. Again, to all of you, if you want to get in touch with Misty, MistyRosesHealing.com is where you'll want to go. And if you want to learn more about myself and the show, visit soulwanderings.com. And of course, KGRADB.com is the place to go for my show and all the others. And before I go, I have to share, tomorrow is the 10th anniversary celebration here on KGRADB.com. You'll want to be there. And I am going to be really bad because I don't remember the time. But I think it's around 6:00. Oh my gosh, so bad. You guys just go to the station, all the social media, you'll see where it's at. There's advertising going all over the place. KGRADB.com. Come and celebrate 10 years with us. It's a big deal. And until then, we'll see you next week. Be good to yourself and each other. Good night, everyone.